Guys, do you have this painful belief, I should be good by now? And then you try something to quote unquote fix yourself, and even if you achieve it, you just move the goalpost and you never feel good enough? Well, let's heal that with the power of Healthy Gamer and A Course in Miracles and some Dr. Gabor Maté. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Cahir. I'm here to take you one step closer to self-love. Now, full disclosure, this video is inspired exactly from this video from Dr. K, the impatient man. But of course, I feel very attracted to the Healthy Gamer modality because I've done it. And I'm still in my group, and I've done over 100 sessions of Healthy Gamer counseling. I think it's 104. Maybe I could post it up here in the video. And I will always sing its praises because with the combination of Healthy Gamer and A Course in Miracles, that's what really helped me heal my pain. I'm still a work in progress, but a lot better than I used to be. And in this video, Dr. K talked about something called Kleshas, which I believe is from Sanskrit or Ayurveda. And it's about how you color reality, right? So for example, the reality of a situation could be, I don't have a job. All right, that's the reality of it. But a lot of us color it, the Kleshas, with, I'm a broke-ass bitch. I'll never find a job. I'm worthless. I'm unemployable. Right? That's just your coloring of the reality, and it's very heavy, right? And it makes doing things to improve that situation very difficult if you have this belief. And in the Course in Miracles, it says projection makes perception. Right? One of the lessons is I see only the past. That's what really got to me, right? The ego mind only knows what was known, the past. So, and it's logical, right? If you can't hold down a job, or have had multiple jobs, you'll just feel like, oh, this is going to be me forever. I've had that point in my life too, even as an English teacher in Warsaw, that I could like, man, I can't find a good job. All they do is take advantage of me. Eventually, I found a good enough job. Now I'm transitioning out of that. But still, I just remember having this really heavy feeling like, man, this is hopeless. And if I had that belief, if I kept having that belief, it would be true. And what the Course is encouraging us is to take a gentle responsibility, right? To remember the world is a mirror reflecting my current beliefs, right? We fix what's in the mind first, then whatever actions inspire us, we take that action. Because what I used to do is not change the beliefs, and I'll try taking action, and maybe I'd improve a little bit, but then those negative beliefs would just lower me down, and I'd fall back exactly where I was or worse. And especially in this manosphere world we live in, there's no thing as gentle responsibility. It's like, take responsibility, you pussy, what are you doing, brokey? You know what I mean? And that's so destructive. And what the Course is teaching us is to gently release the habit of judgment. Right? I'm willing to see the innocence instead of guilt. And that means yourself, all your brothers and sisters, even the ones that quote unquote insulted you or triggered you in any way. I know that's really hard. In fact, I'm just going to speak about what happened recently, just as of the recording of this video. So my brother and I, we have this habit that we go to the convenience store right next to our house. So we live in Poland, and if you guys know, there's a Żabka, which is means frog, and it's kind of, I guess, the Polish equivalent of 7-Eleven. I'd say nicer, more modern, in my opinion. But they have this coffee machine, and so what my brother and I do, we bought this coffee subscription, I guess you can call it, that you pay 35 zloty, and then you get 7 cups of coffee, so it pays out. And what we do, we have these 2 travel cups that relatively, like, I think they can hold 200 milliliters each. and the big coffee is about 400, right? So we pay for one coffee, and we essentially get two. You could say it's skirting the system or whatever, but I think it's just effective. It's not, we're paying for one coffee and we're using one coffee just in two different cups. I think that's fair. And we've been doing that for a while, but the clerk thought that we were cheating, that we were paying for one coffee but getting two instead. And he made a big deal. It's like, oh, you guys are cheating the system. Oh, pay me coffee right now. I was trying to explain the situation that no, we're paying for one, but these are smaller cups, and we also add our, our plant milk to it. But he wasn't. He was just really upset. Man, fighting for a corporation like that. But in his mind, right, we were just like, coffee thieves. So he couldn't see us differently. Luckily, I was in a very grounded state today. I actually read the Course in Miracles in the morning, did my morning meditation. So even though he was not really up in my face, but he was getting belligerent, I was like, okay, if that's a problem, I'm not going to do that. Fine. Or maybe this is a sign that we should buy a bigger French press so we can have our coffee walks with our own coffee. Well, yes and to life. But it's so easy, right, to match that vibration, right? Getting angry, getting frustrated with that person, that's a choice, right? But I could choose peace instead of this. I could choose to see the innocence instead of making this guy guilty. And the biggest thing about innocence, it lets us free, because I know a lot of my brothers out there, maybe my sisters too, right? I talk about this in every video because I feel it's something of society that we think it's okay to suffer, to make ourselves guilty because we should change, right? Example, like, oh, if I ate a dozen donuts, I should feel like such a guilty piece of shit because I got on my diet, right? But that's your glishta, right? Reality. I ate 12 donuts. What are you adding to it? You're causing more suffering, right? You could be like, oh, I ate 12 donuts. That's it. I know it might seem hard, but the other one is causing mental anguish. And this belief, I should feel bad, it might have a short-term gain, right? You might not eat the donuts for a while, but that maybe you'll slip up again, and then the cycle will continue. You know what I mean? So it's this short-term gain for long-term pain, keeping this belief like I should feel bad, I should feel guilty. One of the best spiritual teachers I follow, Bashar, talks about negative definition in, negative effect out, and then goes the opposite, positive definition in, positive outcome out. I know in some circumstances it might be harder than others, not going to deny that, but if we look at it just at the reality, the neutrality of it, not to color whatever it is, especially in this day in social media where it's so easy to compare and contrast. Like, oh, this guy is the same age as me and he's making 10 times more money than me, blah, blah, blah. Like, he had a different upbringing, he had different belief systems, he had different support systems. You don't know that. But it's so easy to define ourselves as negative, right? I'm less than. Or I should be I should be somewhere else than where I am right now. And that's resistance. That's what suffering is resisting what is, right? Reality, it just is. And this is a reminder. And what the Course teaches over and over again is my only function here is forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is my only function here. Right? I could choose peace instead of this. Because obviously, if you're choosing guilt, right, just remind yourself, I can choose peace instead. I ate the 12 donuts. I can choose peace instead of this. I'm laughing because when I was a teenager, I had this challenge where I would actually eat a dozen donuts. I was a crazy kid. And this is a reminder, right? The journey is the destination. Just to give you guys an analogy, what if you work really hard, you're suffering day in, day out, and in 20 years you become a millionaire? Is it worth it? I know some people would say yes, but think of that. Those are 20 years you toiled instead of just enjoying the journey, man. Like 20 years, you'll never get back. What if you enjoyed the journey, man? And if we harbor this belief, like I should be better than I am now. I should be somewhere else. Are you enjoying the journey? Are you accepting yourself fully? Is this radical acceptance or self-abandonment? And I know how easy it is to be overwhelmed and to feel like you have to fix everything in your life. But I would just encourage anyone just to, when that happens, take a step back. Go back to neutrality. Meditate, whatever it takes. Go out into nature. Like right now, when I record these podcasts, most of the time I'm in the forest. You might hear birds chirping. It's really good grounding energy. A doctor says like touch grass. That stuff is important, guys. And I mentioned Dr. Gabor Maté. I was diving deep quite a bit since when I found out about childhood trauma and all that. And I finished his book, The Myth of Normal, in Polish. But towards the end of the book, he talks about how to deal with these negative beliefs. Remember, any tool is a permission slip. But I've been practicing this and it's very helpful. So I'm going to share it with you guys. It's called the 5 R's. All right, so whenever you're having a negative belief, let's say I'm not good enough, or in this case, let's talk about maybe lack of money. It's affecting me personally, also my friends. Unfortunately, I have 2 friends that were both in the IT sector, and they're struggling to find jobs. And I really, my heart goes out to them because I know how the feeling, how hard it can be. But let's deal with the glishta, right? The mind. All right. First is relabel. So you could say, I'm currently experiencing a belief, whatever the lack belief is. Example, I'm experiencing a belief that I'm unemployable, or I can never find a job, or I'm a bitch baby because I don't bring that much money. All right, whatever that may be. Right, going back to the course, right? I am not a victim of the world I see. I know could be radical for some, but the whole purpose of the channel is to empower you rather than disempower, because this world, I feel, loves to disempower people. Next R is reattribute. All right, where does this belief come from? All our negative beliefs really come from the ego and the belief we're separate from all that is separate from help, that we're not, Or I think a lot of it comes from childhood. For me personally, when it comes to like this belief of my worth is tied to my productivity or about my bank account, really comes from childhood. Like my especially like my dad, man, it was all about money. I've shared this story before, but I remember I was like maybe 10 or 11 years old, and we had like a free weekend, and I was like, Tata, maybe we can go see a dinner and a movie, because that was kind of a ritual, and it still brings me a lot of joy to like, have like a big hearty meal and then see a movie. Instead of saying like, no, Cahir, well, let's do something else. He'd be like, what? Do you think I'm made of fucking money? Like, oh, bro, stuff like that. And a kid really harnesses that. It's like it's shameful. Like, oh, like money is scarce, or money dictates a lot, right? And I'm at the stage where it's important to respect money. I'm not denying that, but at the same time, what does this heavy glishta give you? And so, and if we're feeling the effects of any negative belief, we could refocus. All right, and this also goes for addiction too. This is actually Dr. Gabor Maté made this method, or I think he based it off something for addiction, because he helped people with that were addicted to a lot of stuff. So if you're feeling a craving or addiction, and also I feel like these negative beliefs are a form of addiction, right? We're addicted to being ourselves, right? We're addicted to our limitations. When you feel this craving to go lower, you refocus, which means you choose the present moment, and you move your body. You move somewhere else. That's why also I say, like, go for a walk. Walking is the best thing we could do for ourselves. I'm really happy I live in Europe, in Poland, where it's a really you have a lot of opportunity to walk. But whatever movement inspires you, right, to get us out of that headspace, it's really important to move. And I can't tell you how many times that when I was really down in the dumps, having this mental anguish, that a good walk was able to really help that cleanse me out of my system. And the next R is revalue, right? Devalue the negative belief, right? What does holding on to this belief give you? Honestly, like look at it, radically honest, is calling myself a bitch baby or unemployable bitch. There's a lot of bitch going around, or whatever, negative belief you have. What is it? How does it serve you, really? If you're being honest with yourself, right? For me, when I have those beliefs, all it does is demotivate me and actually makes it 10 times harder to take any action to improve my situation. So it's worthless. It's worthless. In fact, it's toxic. So what do? You throw that in the trash, man. And the last one is recreate. Right? Remember the identity of who we really are. I am as perfect as God created me. Right? I am as God created me. His son can suffer nothing, and I am his son. Reminder, Course in Miracles. This is not like, from Judo. Okay, you know what I mean. And encourage you guys to choose a better belief. Whatever resonates with you. Right now, what's helping me is like, I'm in a transition phase from making an old way of money to making a new way of money. I'll figure it out. Isn't that a lot better than saying, I'm a bitch baby, I'll never find a job. And what's really been helping me is when I think about impatience, I think it's you want something really bad and you're putting something outside of yourself. But it's not really being patient. It's about just enjoying your own energy, just enjoying where you are right now. Like, I am where I am, and it's okay. Or maybe it's good. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Please subscribe if you like more healing content like this. May the Holy Spirit light up your path wherever it takes you. Take care.